Margaret, you've written a book for us called The Other Side of Chaos.
Yes.
And I've heard you, well, I've read the book, and I know your thoughts on it, I think. But most people, I think, are still terrified by chaos in their lives.
Yeah.
And it's certainly unsettling.
Yes.
But you believe it can be very productive and creative. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, it's not what I believe. My experience of being in chaos is terrifying. I can remember times not that long ago in my life where I was in situations where I felt I jumped out of the plane, I was in free fall, and I didn't know whether the parachute would open. But, actually it was in a time like that I wrote the Chaos book. But when I really look into it and discern or pray about it, or whatever you do, think deeply about it, I see three stories coming together, converging, and they're all around chaos. The first is the Genesis story. Absolutely. In the beginning, the Spirit hovers over chaos. And void and dark and all this scary stuff. And I see exactly the same thing being said by physicists now, whether or not they've read Genesis or believe Genesis. Genesis is saying it poetically, I think. The physicists are saying chaos theory is a reality. Every so often things do break down into disequilibrium, but in the heart of that disequilibrium is the mysterious thing they call the strange attractor, this mystery that I don't think they can describe, which is actually bringing forth a new order, which has features of the old but is also radically new. For me, that strange attractor is the Holy Spirit in the midst of our chaos. It's imperceptible, we don't know what it's doing, it is doing, but something is moving there and bringing that forth out of the breakdown, bringing out a breakthrough. And that's the second strand of it. The third strand would be the Paschal mystery. It's all about breakdown and breakthrough. And I think in our life now on the planet, and as human beings, we're in that chrysalis stage. We're in meltdown in every possible way. And do we trust? For me, the bottom line of faith is not the creeds and doctrines or anything to do with that, but do I trust that this mystery I call God is working in the heart of the breakdown? And if I don't trust that, forget the Paschal mystery, because that's what it's all about. But the other thing that came out of the Chaos book is actually the human instinct is when it breaks, put it back to how it was.
It is indeed.
And the divine instinct is moving not to how and Humpty Dumpty is a wonderful example of that. So Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and there it is, it's all over, messy eggshells everywhere, all over the planet. And what do? All the king's horses and all the king's men come along. That means all the world's financiers, meteorologists, scientists, politicians, and the cardinals and clerics. They come along and they try to stick the pieces back together. And all I want to say is, forget it, guys.
Right.
This egg is broken, but not because you've got to fix. It's not about fixing it. It's about noticing that it's actually hatching. It's a chick coming out of it. So how can we nourish the chick? And I think the Ignatian spirituality and many other things that are happening in the world. But what's happening here in Loyola Press, I really know that, is nourishing that chick. And that's amazing. And we talked in the blog a lot about tipping the planet a little bit further towards the kingdom. Then that's how you're doing it. You're nourishing the chick, the growing new thing.
Please God.
Please God. I think God is pleased. I'll pass that on to you. Since you think I'm a guru with a hotline, God's really pleased with you. Keep going.
You're so sweet. Thank
but
you.
I'm not a guru, I'm a mess.
We're okay. Let's be messy gurus.
Okay.
So, from Margaret, who lives in Scotland but doesn't sound Scottish, and from Paul, who lives in America and doesn't sound American, goodbye from Loyola Press.
And goodbye from me.
God bless.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.